Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a 1992 commemorative brass Tuxedo Joe Camel Zippo Windproof lighter. I almost said vintage there. It's hard for me to admit it, but I guess 1992 probably is vintage now. This lighter shows plenty of wear, scuffs, dings, all those normal kind of things. We'll look it over here in a moment. We've talked about this lighter in a couple of other videos, maybe 3 other videos now. It's finally time to get around to selling it. Very cool lighter from a time when cigarette advertising was still allowed, and I'm sure made this a lot of fun for people who were collecting cigarette lighters around that time. But for the rest of us, it's kind of an old relic of a program that is not allowed anymore because of the restrictions on cigarette advertising, but nonetheless has provided some of the more popular and sort of the Zippos that are gaining the most value are those in that cigarette market. This lighter has the initials WJG engraved on the lid. This lighter was very tarnished when I got it. It has since been polished, cleaned, soaked in 30% vinegar, and you could basically take those in reverse. It was soaked in, well, it was cleaned a little bit, soaked in vinegar, and then polished. The vinegar left it with a really cloudy finish. Go ahead and take a look at the insert before I forget. It is marked, can't make that out exactly. Is that an I? C. C of VI. I can't exactly read the year, but it's there. VI or XI. I'm not sure. It is a gold tone insert with printing on both sides, and I cannot read any of it. That's probably upside down. Yes. So there you can read that. I can see that says "put it out" there on the bottom, but it's very difficult to make out that mark. Maybe somebody, maybe in the video it'll be more clear what year. And then you can refer that the bottom of the case says 1992, so 32 to 92. I guess that would be a 60-year commemorative, 60th anniversary commemorative. Cannot remember now what I did with the wick, whether I had to re-wick this or not. I'd have to go back and look at the old videos, but the wadding is good and clean. The wick looks like it could use to be pulled up and snipped off, but it's not terrible. We'll light it up here in a minute and just see. So you can see the scuffs, the dents, dings, scrapes, scratches, damage, blemishes, whatever you want to call it. I didn't polish it to a great degree. I just kind of shined it up. So it does already have just a little bit of a patina on it from where it has been touched. I just feel that it may have been a little, maybe I didn't quite get enough in it. Or maybe it's blowing it out the top. Anyway, that wick looks relatively clean, and what charring it does have on it is from either it was pulled up and cut off when I got it or replaced. I just can't remember. But if you ever get a lighter that you buy from me that when you receive it you feel like it needs to be re-wicked, you can always just send that back to me free of charge. Like I said, if I feel like the old wick is going to work, if it doesn't really need it, then I don't always switch them. A lot of collectors prefer to have the original product as close as possible, so just like they don't want you clean the patina off of brass like I did on this one, I don't usually switch out the wick and wadding unless they are a problem. So once again, if you ever have a problem with a wick in one of my lighters, you can just send it back. I'll re-wick it, or if you need instructions, do want to do it yourself, whatever, just so that you know what's available to you there. I did sell a Lancel lighter several months ago that I got a message on eBay from the buyer recently that he was wanting to send it back. It's not sparking. He put some different flint in it. I think I sent him some different flints, and anyway, he thinks there's something wrong with it, but he never has sent it back to me. So anyway, that is no problem. Anytime that one of my lighters needs service of any kind, unless of course it's a butane lighter or a lighter that I've sold as is, but you know, my petrol lighters, these individual listings for petrol lighters, those are always listed as working. They just need fuel. So if you fuel it and it doesn't suit the performance that you had in mind, then just send it back. We'll get it worked out and I'll get it back in your hands as soon as possible. I do want to show overall, like I said, there are some dents, there are plenty of blemishes. The hinge is pretty tight. There is just slight movement from side to side. It doesn't feel soft though. It feels like a firm stop on both sides. Not sloppy. I think there are some brand new hinges that would feel looser than that, even maybe. You can see there are some blemishes up here on the corner that I wasn't able to or didn't really polish long enough to get out. I do remember working on that corner, and that's just as good as I could get it. I didn't work on it maybe half an hour one day. I just didn't like the cloudiness that it had on it after putting it in the vinegar. It had originally had some kind of buildup down here under the cam stop, and some junk had just built up in there over time. It wasn't just rust, it was like some organic material of some kind, or it was really, but the lighter doesn't appear to have really suffered much from it. As I said, you can see the hinge does not fall all the way, and it is not sloppy, relatively tight from side to side. but the lighter does show corrosion, patina, wear, scratches, dings, dents. Make sure also that you get over to dependableflame.com. I'm going to be listing more lighters hopefully each and every day. This one will be one of those. So get on over there, and hopefully by the time that this video is up, I've got the listing up and you can purchase this lighter if you want it. Let me know how the page is over there, how maneuverable they are, how user friendly. If there's anything I need to change around or anything I've overlooked. Until next time.